Don't make such a noise. You're always in a hurry. Don't make so much noise. Hatsan, it's an emergency, emergency. Please help us, please help us. Well, I know your emergency. It's always been your family problem. You started fighting with your husband again, didn't you? Well, why can't you solve your family problems all by yourself? Today's is not the usual one. He might hurt me. He might even kill me. Kill you? Well, it sounds really tough. Okay, just come in. Sit down. Tell me what happened. What happened? Well, this morning, my husband had an urgent business to attend to, so he had to leave home early. When he left home, he told me that he would be late, and he told me to go to bed early without waiting for him. After dinner, I was relaxing and drinking a cup of tea. Then, suddenly, my husband's subordinate, young and handsome man called Shin-san, came to my house. To see my husband, of course. I thought it was rude to make him go home right away, so I invited him in, offered a cup of tea, and we started talking. We had a very good time, and it started to rain. I didn't want the entrance wet, so I closed the door tightly, and I locked it up, and we were having fun, talking, We were having fun. Then my husband came home suddenly, much earlier than he said, and he was really drunk. I was so surprised. Surprised? I don't understand it. Why should you be surprised? You should be surprised if your dead father comes home. But it's your living husband. Why should you be surprised? Well, but he came home too early. Early? You should be happy. You should be unhappy if your husband says that he is going to go to a public bathhouse and does not come back for the next 30 years. But he came home early. Why should you be surprised? You know my husband. My husband is such a jealous man. He is full of jealousy. Well, when I talk to anybody from a neighborhood on the street, he gets jealous and he shouts at me. The other day, our landlord came to our house to tell us to pay him the rent. I, of course, wanted him to wait, so I acted really nicely toward him and I smiled at him. You know what my husband did? He shouted at me. He thought I was having an affair with our landlord. He is full of jealousy. You know the situation? You know the situation? That young and handsome man, Shin-san, and I were alone in our apartment with the door closed tightly. Both Shin-san and I might get hurt. We might get killed. So, you know what I did? I pushed Shin-san into the closet. I told him to be quiet. Well, I planned to make my husband go to bed early, but he sat in front of the closet and won't move. He won't go to bed. You know, Shin-san is inside the closet. He might sneeze. He might cough. If he is discovered, he might be killed. My husband is such a violent man. So, I told my husband that I would go to the store to buy some sake for him. I left home and came straight here. Hatsan, please, please help us out. Please help us, please. Okay. Well, it's such an emergency, isn't it? Okay, I'll try to do something. I'll think of something and go to your house. You should go home now. You should go home now and try to calm him down. No, we can't go together. If we go together, he will think that we are having an affair. So, go home, okay? Don't worry, I will go there soon. Well, how can I help them out? Well, I have a good idea. Hey, sweetheart, you are listening to our conversation, right? Well, I have to help them out. How? Well, I have an idea. Just open the door of the closet. Give me the wrapping cloth. Yes, the biggest furoshiki. Yes, thank you. Okay, I think I can do something with this. Don't worry, everything will be all right. I'll be back soon. Well, it must be so tough to have a jealous husband, huh? Oh, he's shouting. Oh, he's trying to hurt his wife. Oh, I have to stop. Okay, hey, stop. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who the hell Oh, Hachi, what a nice surprise. You are so drunk, aren't you? Yes, I am drunk. I am drunk, and I am sad, and I'm angry. I've never been so sad in my life. You know what happened? Please listen to me. This morning, I had something to do early, so I left home early. When I left home, I told my wife that I would be late. I told her not to wait for me. I told her to go to bed early. My business finished earlier, much earlier. Hey, do you think I should kill time outdoors? Simply because I said I would be late? No, I don't think so. I came back home earlier because this is my house. This is the place for me to come back to. When I came back, the door was closed. I knocked. My wife came out and said, "Oh, you came home so early." I said, "What's wrong with my coming home early?" My wife said, "But you came home too early." I was really angry, and I went in. You know what she did? She tried to push me to bed. I don't understand it. If I came home late, she might have to push me to bed, but I came home early. Why does she have to push me to bed? Well, it was like that when we just got married, long time ago. When we just got married, she was impatiently waiting for my returning. As soon as I got home, she invited me to bed. But that's long time ago. We've been married for many years. Our married life is so rusty and moldy. She looks at me with that face filled with freckles and wrinkles, and she wants me to go to bed with her. She scares me. I'm really angry. Yes, I don't understand why she does that. By the way, Hachi, what are you doing here at this time of the day? Me? Well, I'm on my way home. I actually visited a friend of mine. I solved his problem, and I'm on my way home. Wow, your friend had a problem. Oh, okay. Well, I'm curious. I want to know, what kind of problem did your friend have? Well, this is really interesting. Listen to me. Well, my friend had early business, so he had to leave home early. When he left home, he told his wife that he would be late tonight, and he told his wife to go to bed early without waiting for him. Wow. So he said, just like I said. That's right, he said exactly like you said. But she was waiting at home, and after dinner, she was relaxing. Then her husband's best friend came to her. Such a handsome and young man. Yes, of course, he came to see her husband. Her husband was not home, but she thought it was rude to make him go home right away. So she invited him in and treated a cup of tea, and they started talking. Then it started to rain. She didn't want the entrance wet, so she closed the door. Then they continued talking. Then her husband came home much earlier than he said, and he was really drunk. To make matters worse, he is such a jealous man. Wow! Jealous man. Wow, what a bad timing. Very bad timing. Well, you know what she did? She pushed this man into the closet. She told him to be quiet. She left the house and came to my place. She asked me for help. I went to her place and solved the problem. And I'm on my way home. Wow. So you solved that problem? Wow, I'm curious. I want to know how you solved that problem. How did you do that? How? Well, this is simple. I used this wrapping cloth. When I went into his house, he was sitting in front of the closet just like you were doing. Yes, in the closet behind him was a young and handsome man. No, not in that closet. In his house, of course. Well, come to think of it, your house looks exactly like his house anyway. I covered his head with this wrapping cloth. Do you want me to demonstrate? Yes, just come closer, come closer. Just bow your head a little bit, yes. So I covered his head like this. And I gathered the corners like this, and I held his head like this. What? Does it hurt? Yes, he said it hurts too. Well, anyway, I looked at the door of the closet, and I opened it. Well, I found the guy, and I said, hey, get out of the closet. I should say that, right? Well, he shouldn't be staying in the closet for a long time. And I also said, hey, don't forget anything. This is important, isn't it? If he forgets something, it may cause problem, right? And I also said, hey, you don't have to bow and thank me. Just leave this apartment as quickly as you can. After I made sure that he was gone, I took the cover off his head like this. Wow, you did it? You did it! Oh, wow. You are so smart. Your explanation was so realistic that I felt as if someone had passed me by. But he didn't notice? He didn't notice it? Wow, what a stupid husband he is!